And if it was petty stuff, I'll tell you I could let it go. But when your words could jeopardize my livelihood and your words are not in truth, then no, sis, you're not gonna get a reach out from me. You're not gonna get a phone
Right.
call. You're not gonna get a text. You might get these hands, but
Ooh, ooh.
that's about it.
Is that what we saying, Miss BBDesire Martin?
Perfect.
What's up, guys? You're now tuned into the Jamie D Show with me, Jamie D. I'm super excited because we have an amazing guest from WeTV's newest reality hit TV show, Super Size Salon, Brittany BBDesire Martin. What's up, friend? How you doing today?
Hey.
Yes, we got you in the show. It's super exciting to have you here today because look at you. You're just gorgeous. You're beautiful, stunning,
Thank you.
doing all these great things.
Yes, get me posted.
Yes, yes. And so we want to have a great, fun interview today, but I do want to start off by allowing people to get to know who you are. So I want to know personally, what does BBDesire stand for and what does it come from?
Everyone asks me that. And I don't have a real, I guess I never thought about what people were going to ask a reasoning. I don't have a real answer. What I can say is before WeTV, I am a business and salon owner. And prior to that, I was a radio personality in Virginia.
Okay.
And BBDesire was what my team on the radio named me as my radio personality. So when I got into opening businesses or exploring entrepreneurship, I was like, well, I had already branded myself as BBDesire. So I just kept that and was like, what's the one thing that I'll probably always have my hand on in some form or fashion? And that was everything just glamorous. It was just like, whether it's makeup, beauty reels, fashion, plus size advocacy, it was always just going to be like glamorous and fabulous. And so I just came up with BBDesire Glam. But honestly, I tell people BBDesire can be whatever you want it to be, whether it's big and beautiful and bold and bright, or bold and beautiful, whatever works for you.
Okay.
My government name is also Brittany. So everybody pretty much calls me B or BB. So, but it wasn't deep. It wasn't.
Right. You're like, it's just a name. I got it.
It wasn't deep.
Right. Well, I love
good
it.
Story.
Listen, but I mean, that's still a good story yourself. You know, we have that connection together, you know, radio personality, it's lit. So you just spoke about having your own business. And so I do know that you have BBDesire Glam Beauty Bar and BBDesire Glam Boutique. But can you tell me the difference between the both of them?
Well, the beauty bar is my actual salon. And so it's located in West Palm Beach, Florida, 840 Park Ave, in West Palm. So if you're in Florida, pull up. And that is where we do our actual services. So whether it's makeup or lashes, facials, waxing, like everything under the service umbrella is done under the BBDesire Glam Beauty Bar. The boutique I actually started first. So the boutique was what I came out with first, and it at one point was strictly online. And when I first started it, it was just accessories. So we do like sunglasses, like these earrings I have on.
Okay, they're blinging, looking nice.
You seem glamorous.
Oh, look at them, look at them, look at them.
Expressive stuff, that was me, that people used to kind of just ask me about every time I was out. And so I just wanted to have fun and bring those pieces or the things that made me feel, just sexy and like myself and just a little bit unique to the forefront. And then it expanded to an actual clothing line. And at first it was just plus size. And then I had a lot of clients from the beauty bar who were like, we would love to support too. Are you going to be expanding the sizes? So then I did an expansion. So now we currently run from a small to a 3XL. And those items are online, but they're also located in the beauty bar as well.
Okay. Yes, we love to hear it. We love the inclusivity, so that's awesome. So you did touch on being in Virginia. Where are you originally from?
So I'm originally from Connecticut. I'm a military brat, so we moved around a
Okay.
lot. But I mean, I went to high school and things like that in Connecticut, and then I went to college in Virginia. I actually just came back from homecoming. Behold the green and gold.
Okay,
In
Norfolk State University.
Yes, that's me.
Okay. Oh, I was so jealous I wasn't out there. I saw my frat brothers out there having so much fun.
Yes, HBCU and me.
Yes.
So I went to school there, and that's where the whole radio personality stuff came from. And then after college, I moved to Florida.
Okay.
And so that's kind of where I set up shop and opened up my businesses and kind of just grew the brand.
Okay. So what made you settle in Palm Beach Gardens? Like what made you stay there, you know, have a residency, open up your shop and say, you know what, this is for me?
This was never my plan. I always say, when you have a plan, God laughs, because God has another plan for you. And I grew up an only child, and my mom moved to Florida. And due to some family reasons, I ended up moving out here. I was actually on my way to Cali, boo. I was like, after school, I was like on my way to Cali, and God said, nope, you're going to Florida. And so I was like, all right. This is new. This is unexpected. What we got going on? Only thing I had to do with Florida was like South Beach, spring break, kind of vibe. So this was completely for me. Yep, exactly. But what I will say is Florida gave me the ground floor and the tools to be able to build my business and open up my first standalone salon and get my business running. And I learned so much here, just about business and about being an entrepreneur. But I don't know. I'm like, there's nothing really keeping me here. I'm just like, I think the West Coast is still calling my name.
Come on over to Cali. We got space. It's just hot. Yes.
I'm like, I'm coming. I think I'm still coming.
Facts. Look, them flights, they're not cheap though, because I'm trying to travel outside of Cali and I'm stuck.
I know.
That's awesome.
Listen, I was out there for LA Fashion Week, and I was like, what are these gas prices y'all got? Like
almost $7.
I was like,
ghetto.
I said, yes, so hood.
Creepy.
Hated
okay,
it.
So listen, I love the fact that we have connections. I went to University of Maryland, College Park, so go DMV. And I went to FIU for undergrad, so Miami, West Palm Beach, always out there. You know, it's lit. So I'm really excited, to have that connection. But let's get into WeTV's reality hit TV show, Super Size Salon. I'm super excited to have seen you on the show. The season's over. There's 7 amazing 45-minute long episodes. And BB, ma'am, you are a little firecracker. Let's get into it.
Talk to me, honey. Talk to me.
Take a step back and be like, what's it not gonna do? And I'd be like, Listen, BB, you don't stray away from nobody. Not a nan altercation. And so I really want to know, how did you get picked as a cast member for this TV show?
So the production company actually approached me, and they found me off of Instagram.
That's what's up.
And I always tell this story because I think it's important to creators and entrepreneurs out there who don't have a mass following, and so they feel like their work is not valuable or valued, or that they shouldn't continue just because they don't have a certain amount of followers or likes. Or listen, my page, my business page that they found me on, my personal page, are both under 10K followers. So I wasn't this huge being on social media. I was just consistent with my quality and what I was presenting. And because of that, the show is based around, if you've watched it, a lady named Jamie Lopez. And so she was presented with an opportunity to tell her story and then expand. And she saw me on social media and what I had going on and was interested and thought that that would fit perfectly into what she had going on and being a part of it. So again, when I talk about block your blessings, I thought the production company was scammers in my inbox, and I was just ignoring. for weeks. And she had to hit me and be like, girl, you know, I have this opportunity. My people are trying to reach out to you, but they say they can't get no response. And I was like, oh, this is serious?
It's real. Right.
It's real. And so I hit them back, and it kind of, you know, the back and forths of all of that and how that goes. But they were pretty much just like, you know, we want you. We know you'd be a great addition to the team. It was more of just like how, when, where, and getting everything going.
That makes sense. So can you let us know, why was it important for you to actually join this cast?
For me, there were, even though there's an underlying tone that all kind of binds us together, there are 6 very different stories being told. And for me, it was important that when people were introduced to an all plus size cast in this kind of way for the first time, that they had representation from various different standpoints, and that different stories were being told and different types of women were being displayed, and not just like a stereotypical type of big woman or plus women, or oh, they don't care about their image, or oh, they're all sad and depressed, or oh, they crying over a man. Like, it was important for me, and just my truth and my story and how it's been being a plus size woman in this universe, in this sphere. I thought that was important to share, because when I was growing up, I never saw anything like that. So,
and representation definitely matters. And I am honestly so grateful to be able to have that, because you never know who's watching you. There's little girls who maybe plus size who are saying that they can't do it, they'll never be able to do it, and they can't see it. And you and your castmates are making a way for them to see it, feel it, and really experience it. So that's awesome. I'm really happy for you and the rest of the cast. But
thank you.
That makes me want to ask, why is it important for you to have a plus size hair salon? We know why it's important to have representation as a plus size woman, but a plus size hair salon, why is that particularly important?
In the beauty sphere, just specifically in the beauty realm, whether it's modeling, whether it's fashion, whether it's a hair salon or a beauty salon, a lot of times there is a big discrimination that happens, a size discrimination. And it's almost like people are offended about your body and the way that you look. And it's like, you're fat, so the audacity of you to think that you deserve to look and feel good about yourself. And it's like, we go into so many different beauty rooms, so many different hair salons, where you're not catered to if you're not under a certain size. It's like everything is just standard, like a standard chair, things that everyday people take for granted. Being able to just go in, sit down, and get your hair washed. Well, some people don't go to the salon because they know they can't fit in a chair. Some girls don't go get pedicures because they've broken a chair, or because when they go, they get charged 3 times the price for the same service. So this was important because there's a whole space and a whole group of people out there who are lacking being able to go get services that some of us take for granted every single day, just because of the way they're made to feel or the way they're unaccommodated when they go into those spaces. So having a space where it's not just for plus size people, it's an all-inclusive space, but it was created for a certain segment of people to know that this space has been hand created, from the furniture, from the height of things, from the width, from the way that the bowl sinks lean back, so that you can also feel comfortable and not feel segregated from the rest of the world when you come into this sphere. And so that you have people servicing you who look like you, who've been through some of the stories you've been through, who are not judging you in the process, but who are trying to help you redefine the way you view yourself as beautiful.
Right. And that's a great way to explain why those who are plus size don't feel safe and welcomed in certain beauty salons. And so That's really good that you're able to talk on that point. Can you explain, with you all working a plus size salon, do you still receive clients who are considered not plus size?
Oh, absolutely. And I think they skimmed through it on the show, but a lot of my clients weren't plus size at all. They were probably like a size 2, size 4. Like, It was all nationalities, it was all sizes, as you saw, and it wasn't just for women. There were men who came on the show as well. And they just felt like they walked into a place where it's just fabulous. Like, oh my God, the furniture is beautiful. They were comfortable as they would be anywhere else, and they got a great experience. So it's not that you're getting any other kind of treatment, but when those people did come in who were maybe 400, 500 pounds, they didn't have to feel like, oh my God, I can't sit down and enjoy anything because I might break it. They got to sit and have that same luxury custom experience.
Right. And so with you all having that ability to give that, tell us a little bit about how it felt to actually work with your castmates, 007, Astra, A-Love, Taj, who seems to be your bestie, Jamie, because the drama between y'all was spicy. Let me tell you, you held nothing back, friend. Nothing. So
it's
please tell us the real. It's not. You said it's not in your character.
It's not in my character to hold anything back.
Oh, I was about to say, it looks like it's all your character.
No, I mean to hold stuff back.
No, you're good. Tell me the real, because there's so many different personalities, and then there's you. So how did it feel to really work with all of them?
I think for one, it's an adjustment in general. So what a lot of people don't get from the show is that, so Jamie, Astra, A-Love, and 00, they all knew each other. The newbies was me and Taj. And so the girls had been like working together and friends for like over a year before we even met them. And then after meeting them, that was like a brief thing. And then it was like a 2-year hiatus before we were all back together in the same space. So there was a lot of open time in between there. We didn't really know them. They had already had an established friendship. And me and Taj, over the course of like that 2-year span, we had already like built a friendship, but we didn't know anybody going into this. And so I say the one thing that's an adjustment is that when you're used to working for yourself and maybe by yourself, going into a space where now you have to navigate a whole bunch of different people with a whole bunch of different personalities that come from very different places and view the world in all different places, and have that kind of just placed on you in your workspace. For me, that was an adjustment because I'm used to my salon runs how I want it to run. Certain things in my salon just aren't appropriate and would never happen, or the way I would handle a situation maybe isn't the way somebody else would, but I'm in a space now where I have to respect all beings, but then I still have to protect my name and my brand and the experience that my customers receive as a whole when they come into this place. So it was challenging. I like to explain it like a little family. You know, you have siblings, and you don't know, some siblings might be a little bit tighter than the other siblings at one point in time. Sometimes you just don't like that sibling right now. Like, you're not feeling them this month.
Listen, I understand.
And other times, but I think at the end of the day, it was a love and a respect for us all realizing who we are in our realms and what we were there to do.
That's good. But listen, from the jump, episode 1, we saw that you and Taj were ace boon coons. You just explained that you guys got close because you met as newbies, and then you took a 2-year hiatus because of COVID. And now y'all back, literally, arm to arm, neck and neck, going at it with everybody else. Y'all have y'all cute little tips. But have you guys ever been mistaken as sisters or twins? Because you guys are connected. Like, that does not seem like a 2-year friendship. That seems like y'all were born together. Like, y'all know each other like that.
When I tell you we're about to start telling people yes, because we get it everywhere we go, all the time, every day. Some people we had somebody online the other day tell us, we did a reel together from LA Fashion Week, and said, it was just today that I realized there's 2 of them. Like, our families be watching the show, like talking about me, and I'd be like, that's not me, that's Taj, but thank you. Like, so it happens all the time. Everybody thinks we're sisters or siblings or that we've known each other our whole lives. But I think sometimes when you just have a genuine connection with people and it's not forced and it kind of just, it just fits and you just kind of flow out. And so me and her were definitely each other's support through the process. But we are a lot of the same kind of girl, which is what I think kind of also brought us closer together. We have a lot of similarities in our business and in our personal lives that kind of flow over. And so it's just like, you know, when you see somebody like you kind of recognize them. You're like, oh, okay.
Right.
Like, I see you, girl. Like, okay, I know.
Facts.
I knew she was someone I could connect with.
Right. It's giving twinning them.
Yeah.
So how was the relationship
it didn't
outside?
help that we used to be coordinated.
Right. Used to be what?
Coordinated. I was like, we would, me and her lived together when we were out there. And I was like, we would both be separate. We would like get dressed and come down and meet each other downstairs and look at each other and like be in the same color or like the same type of outfit or something that like coordinated where it looked like, really looked like twins. Like, girl, go up and change.
Like, why are you copying me?
But then we just kind of fell into it. Like, we fell in love with that. And it just became like our little thing.
So do you think the show actually made you guys closer, or do you think it really kind of drifted you apart a little bit? Because I know that you guys were in there, but the show's over now. So what's the real behind that?
Oh no, we're definitely still like, she's one of the people that I talk to weekly, every day, every other day. If a couple days go by, we're catching back up. We were just out in LA together for like a week. We did Fashion Week together. So I mean,
so this is real. This is real. It's
no,
not
no,
TV. This is real.
That's a real friendship. Like before the show, after the show, like
right.
Yeah, that's legit.
I love that. So, like I said, I love you for your firecracker personality. You don't hold nothing back, and that's what we need because we need the real. However, I really want to know though, when Jamie called you out on the first episode and the rest of the cast for not reaching out to her while she was in the hospital and recovering, do you still feel justified in your response that the phone works both ways because everyone was going through things? Or now looking back at it, do you regret that you said that?
No. One thing about me is I'm a stand by what I say, because in a moment and whatever's going on, I mean what I'm saying. I honestly was confused, which is probably why I was so like taken aback, like what? Because prior to that, I had met Jamie maybe one time. And I didn't have her telephone number. Like outside of like a group network call or meeting or something like that, I didn't have a number. I wasn't given her number by her. It was kind of just like we were all in a group chat. We hadn't had any kind of like conversations. And
so y'all weren't really friends for real. Like y'all just knew each other, sort of, kind of.
No, we didn't even know each other. That's what I was like, we met for like 3 days. And that was like I said, 2 years ago, we had met for like 3 days.
So you wouldn't even have known that wasn't happening to her then.
No, if I wasn't on like social media. But I'm like, for a long time, the social media wasn't reflecting what was really going on in her life. And from the time that I did meet her, one thing that I really gathered was that she's very private about her personal life and what she shared. And so for me, I'm just not, and everybody handles the situation differently. I'm not saying there's a wrong or a right way. I'm saying for me, I'm a private person with my personal stuff. And so if I don't share something with you or invite you into something, I don't want you calling to check me or ask about stuff that I never even came to you about. So for me, for one, it was just like, girl, you never even shared anything with me for me to follow up with. 2, Double O is your best friend. And Double O said you weren't taking her phone calls. So I'm like, well, damn, if you don't want to hear from your best friend, you definitely don't want a stranger hitting you up.
Right.
3rd, I was just like, there were conversations, many conversations before we showed up that day. For me, if you have a problem, it wasn't an issue with her addressing that she felt away. Like, girl, my feelings are hurt. This is why. I could say, you know what? My intentions were never to hurt your feelings, but if I did do that, or you're saying I did that, I apologize. And we could have explained it, smoothed it over, nothing. But when grown people try to check other grown people and then do it in like a passive aggressive way where you sit down and you don't directly address me with your issue, I just don't do well with that. Like I'm a grown ass woman and I'm a very direct person. If I have an issue or I have something I need to say to you, I just say it directly to you. It doesn't need to be like a spectacle or a go around. So I just felt like it could have been handled in a different way. And I felt like it was the pot calling the kettle black. Like, girl, you're still alive. The person who raised me is dead. I was
Right.
on my deathbed. I didn't even think I was gonna make it to filming. I thought COVID had took me out. Like I was I was one of those people who got really, really sick during COVID. And so I was just like, I think there's a little bit, I think when you're used to having your friends around you also help you with your everyday life, there comes like this sense of entitlement where you feel like everyone's supposed to kind of cater to you. And so for me, my speaking up was just a lot like, girl, you're not the only one getting life, because life is life in all of us right now. And so you can't assume that just because you're going through something that other people aren't. And I mean, you could go through stuff and still hit people up, but sometimes people be going through stuff and all they could do is get out the bed and manage the day. They don't even have the capacity to like allow other stuff in. And at one point, that's just where I was at. It was like I was in grief. I was going through whatever I was going through. I was sick. I didn't even have the capacity to like involve, take on anybody else's stuff. I was trying to get my mental and my space back together. And so I can't say I regret saying that because it was a true statement for me.
Right.
Like, if you're going to talk about not hearing from somebody, you got to also acknowledge that you don't check on somebody. Like, it's not a one-way street.
Right.
So,
and that's the realities of reality TV. We don't see all the behind the scenes and what truly happened. And we're hearing here today that y'all weren't really friends. So to you, it's like you got a stranger throwing a bomb at you, trying you pretty much sideways. And it's like, ma'am, I don't even know you like that. Like, why are you coming at me? You don't even know what I'm going through. So I can understand why you felt that way. However, one thing that really showed itself true was that everyone's relationship was definitely up and down, up and down, up and down. But you guys always came back together as a sisterhood and supported each other. Can you talk about how your relationship is with your castmates now from where it was before?
I think there's a lot of the ladies that I've become closer with. I think before I could only really tell you I had a relationship with Taj. I think throughout the process and even after, Astra checks in on me a lot. Everybody loves Astra. She's just what you get from Astra on TV is how she always is.
Right.
And she's just always like glitter and sunshine. So like if you need to have some come your way, she's just like a positive light. And me and A-Love's situation have completely turned around. And she's another.
That was.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's up?
We had a little moment.
Right, because you was ready to look and you was ready to buck.
But I said one thing I can respect about A-Love, which I always said about that scene, was literally, that wasn't like a multi-day shoot or anything. That scene happened, and right when that scene was over, she was coming outside to pull me aside and have a conversation and squash it and explain and try to figure out what was going on, and was able to apologize and take accountability for her portion. And I say sometimes that's just hard to do, especially when you so like amped and hype and you're just like, I mean, because we all done been strong and wrong and strong and wrong. Like, and so I really respected that she was able to just address me directly. And we literally, from that day forward, moved on in a different direction. And I don't know if we could, if we didn't have our little squabble.
Right.
But yeah, I would say those are the ladies who I probably like check in with and talk to most. And
so Astra and A-Lo. What about Double O, Jamie? What's up with them?
I couldn't tell you.
Oh wow. Have you talked to them since you finished filming?
I have not.
So that's shocking. You're telling me you have not heard from Jamie or Double O since you finished filming?
I have not. I have done a little like on Jamie's like social media pages, and she's like, commented back. We've done like that exchange, but like no, there's been no personal...
So BB, we friends now. Okay, we friends now. And I'm gonna keep it real because I know you would keep it real with me, and I know you would. Because listen, I know you like to tussle. So I gotta ask you, BB, have you used your phone to reach out to them? Because the phone works both ways.
It does. I have not.
And from the words of BBDesire herself, the phone works both ways, and you have not reached out to them. Come on, friend. What's happening? Talk to me about it.
But I have not, for a reason. Don't mean it. I have
It's
not.
just water, but let's take a tea. What's the reason?
There has been a mass amount of disrespect that has come from that direction, and I just choose to not partake. But you also can't post and say certain things just because you feel like it, and then cry in public that you want support, or that you want me to hit you up, or that nobody called you or nobody included you. Especially for me when you have an issue, because if there's ever an issue, my number is the same. You could call me, we could have a conversation. But I just will say, I'll say this, I was very disappointed with the path that, I won't even say some of the ladies, I'll say with one of the ladies in particular, I was disappointed in the path that she chose to go after the airing of the show started. And as an audience knows, like, you guys were all seeing this for the first time. We filmed this like 8 months ago. So I'm like, there's been so much that happened since filming. And honestly, so that was a false statement. After filming, you guys are like 9 months late compared to our end of filming. There were many meetups, there were many conversations, there was a kumbaya feeling, it was a sisterhood, it was a lot of things. And then as soon as the episodes start airing, it went super left. And I was
wow.
Oh, that's how we're playing it. That's how we're doing. Even like certain scenes, like I told you, I'll stand behind anything I said, but I think a lot of the earlier episodes, you guys are seeing you're seeing maybe like the very beginning and then the ending response, and you're missing a lot of context. So certain things come off a certain way because you don't get to see the context or the full picture of what happened. And I feel like when certain stuff started to happen or be said, if that's my sister and if that's my friend, and I know that we squashed some shit, excuse me, I don't know if I curse on here. If we squash some stuff, I'm gonna be like, y'all, it's not even that. That's love. Like, that's old news. Like, we made it forward. Right. I'm not like hyping it up and spreading lies or saying stuff just for, I want some friends. I want some people behind me. I want I want my 15 minutes kind of thing. And that was what was happening. And if it was petty stuff, I'll tell you I could let it go. But when your words could jeopardize my livelihood and your words are not in truth, then no, sis, you're not going to get a reach out from me. You're not going to get a phone call. You're not going to get a text. You might get these hands, but that's about it.
Is that what we saying, Miss BBDesire Martin?
I'm just saying, in another life, not in my saved and sanctified life, okay?
Saved and sanctified, hallelujah. Let them know.
I gave it to the Lord.
And the Lord gonna throw hands for you. That's what we're gonna do.
Yes, he will. And much harder than anything I could ever throw at you, honey. So, because God don't play about me.
And that's that on that. That's that on that. So, is this your first reality TV show?
This is.
How was the experience?
OMG. you know, I hated it at first. I think in my field, my line of work, I'm used to glamming up the talent. Like, I'm used to doing, the makeup and getting them prepped and kind of just being the person I'm in the room, but I'm not in the room, like, don't be seen, don't be heard kind of thing. The focus is not on me. And so for me, it was an adjustment getting used to just, spotlight's on me. B, we need you to say something. What do you think about this? And I'd be like, I really don't give a shit. Like, I really don't be having, like, when I have something to say, I have something to say. When I don't, I just don't. And so sometimes that reads like uninterested or just like not present. And it's like, no, like, really, this is just none of my business. And it's not
You
even
want to stay
like,
out of it.
like, it's not even where I'm at though. Like, I'm over
Right.
here trying to mind my business and handle this. And like, I don't like, and after you could only come to me, I'm the friend, like you could only come to me so many times about the same thing before I'm like, girl, we're not talking about this no more. Like, I'm sorry, girl. Like, you know what you need to do. We done went over the options. We done had the cry fest. We done did the hug. Like, now what? Like, but we every day for 14 hours a day, nonstop talking, group huddles, crying. I was just so mentally drained. I think I was like losing it. And then I think there's like a point where you just kind of get used to it and it becomes natural. It becomes your normal everyday. I understand you guys see us, but there's like a whole crew and team around, and people are just coming and pulling up your shirt to change a mic, or your battery died, or hey, you got to do that again because you weren't in the scene. So it's like, and then you get used to it and you kind of just forget that all that's happening and you just are back into yourself. And so I would say overall, once it began to feel normal, I was like, oh, I could do this. I could do this again.
Okay, that's what's up. And is there again coming soon? Are we gonna see a season 2?
Listen, we are hoping so. Because there was so much I feel like you guys didn't get to go on a journey and explore and see. And so I'm hoping that there is. I think we all are hoping that there is. We don't have a definite answer on that as of yet. But what I have been encouraging everybody to do is retweet, repost, tag WeTV, let them know that you guys want to see a second season, because all those things really do matter. They really do count. The engagement, if you have a favorite person, whether that's me or not, support them, engage with them, tag them, because the network is watching and that is what they want to see. So it's basically on the people if we'll have a number 2. Like, if y'all want a number 2, then we gonna have a number 2.
You like, show up, support.
Come on. We hear you talking, but where you at? We can find you.
Hello, I understand, because in this industry, we need support. They don't understand how every like, retweet, share, subscription counts. Paid subscription counts.
It definitely does. It definitely does.
Understand that. Now, are we gonna see a reunion? Are we gonna see y'all on the couch? Because it is reality TV. Are we gonna see y'all on the couch?
Listen,
hashing out season 1?
We wanted a reunion. We were told no. I think WeTV doesn't do reunions.
Oh, come on, BB. It's been great to see you. What you're not gonna do is
listen.
Because we know you love it.
I would have had a few. But no, I don't think. We were pushing for it though. We was like, come on, you gotta. They was like, no, we don't do that. We don't. That's the wrong word. They were like, we don't do that over here.
Okay.
We were like, oh, okay.
I understand that. Now, with you presenting yourself how you did for Supersize Salon, are you happy with how you look?
I'm not mad. I think a lot of things, again, I think I wish that editing was more like, yeah, you see the end, but you also saw the beginning and the middle where it comes together. I think that editing definitely protected some people more than others. And I think that there was like a narrative that was tried to be presented regarding myself and Taj, which again wasn't all the way factual. But I think for the most part, real recognize real, and people who take the time to come enjoy me, learn me, talk to me, really know what it is. And at the end of the day, I think the moments that I really felt like stood out, like I feel like I can stand behind that. And so I'm never the person in the room who's maybe always going for the popular opinion, but I'm always be me and stick to like my principles and my values and the things that I believe in. And so for me, it's just like, whenever you're doing that, whether you're the bad person in the room because of that, I'm just like, if you're being true to yourself, you're being true to yourself. And so I'm not mad.
I heard that. Listen, BB, if I said what I said was a person, it'd be you.
It'd be me.
It'd be you.
I'll take that.
look, we want to see a reunion, even though they won't give us one. But how about you let us know, since there isn't a reunion, even though editing is what it is, reality TV show is what it is, how do you want people to perceive you? Because we perceive you one way because of the show, but how do you want people to perceive you? Anything you want to tell us?
Um, I would say that I'm a very just open person. So, meaning I'm an acceptor of all things. To me, I just believe if it makes you happy, if it's not harming other people, that you should be able to fulfill and live your very best life, no matter what that looks like, no matter what shape or color that is, no matter how it appears. And I think I am a guarded person. Don't ever deny that. I'm also a private person. And so, um, and I think I've just grown a lot as a person. So there's a lot of things that I used to entertain that I just no longer can allow myself to entertain anymore. But for me, I think the biggest thing about the show that people didn't really understand was that myself and Taj were business owners of successful salons before, of our own salons, before we went on to the show. And so for us, this was business. It was, can you come out here and help her reopen her brand because of what you do, because of your expertise? And so when I got there, you guys don't see that much outside of the salon. And so for me, in my place of business, you're going to get the business version of me, which I don't have a lot of tolerance for a lot of things when I'm at work. As the same way I'm sure people can understand, the way you at home with your homegirls and your family is not the way you show up at work. And so for me, a lot of my standpoint is, girl, I didn't close my business down, the way I make my livelihood, flown across the country, and I'm here, and nothing is the way it's supposed to be. Things are not in order. Things are not acceptable. And so a lot of it was just like a stress, a worry that I make a good decision. And so you guys, I feel like you really got the side of me. And it's not a dishonest side of me. That is a side. It's me in business mode. It's me wanting to make sure that my quality and my brand is still properly represented and that my customers come first. But I think what you don't get to see is that I'm really just like a goofball who I just like to turn up and have a good time. It's quality over quantity for me. So I keep a tight circle, but that tight circle knows what's up. I will give you the shirt off my back, my last dollar, even if I don't have it. So I think certain things just hit me a little personal because I'm like, girl, if you was one of my friends, you would know what a real friend was. Because I'm always there. But I think I would look forward to, even like in a season 2, is you getting to see us more in our element outside of the salon and how we just live life and have a good time, because I'm an adventurous, goofy, down for whatever kind of girl. Like I'll try almost anything once.
Right.
And yeah, I think that's it. Like I would love for different sides to be shown, so it's not just this one straight lens that everybody is like looking through.
That would be good, because we all know, especially in the Black community, our people who are in the beauty profession are personalities. They have all the gossip. They have all the tea. They have, because listen, it's different. Gossip and tea is 2 different things now. If you know. And they all have the different experiences. And so it would be really nice to be able to see who BB truly is on the big screen. Yeah. With that being said, what has this show, Supersize Salon, done for you?
For me, I want to say the biggest thing is it gave me a chance to be for another young little Black girl what I never feel like I had as a young little Black girl who was maybe bigger than her classmates, but still was confident and still was bubbly and still was social and still felt like I had value, and oh, I want to dress cute, or oh, I could see myself doing that one day, and had these big huge dreams and had all these naysayers saying like, that can't be done, like you don't look like this, or your hair's not like this, or you're too dark, or you're too light, or like whatever it is, it's always something. And I feel like I just say this over and over, it's not even just about being plus size. It was a whole cast of all women who are plus size, who are minority women, a whole cast. And it's like, that's unheard of in mainstream media. And so for me, it gave me an opportunity to not only put my brand on TV and get exposure that way, but to just be that for someone else. And the messages that come in my DMs about how encouraged people are after watching the show and how they're inspired to care about self-care and putting into themselves, just the way that we're able to touch people who before had maybe given up, is, for me, that's the biggest reward. Because I'm like, even if you save one life, even if you change just one life, for me, it's worth it. And I think that's probably like that was the biggest takeaway for me, that I was really proud that we were able to kind of do and showcase. And I feel like in any reality TV show, you're going to have some drama, right? But like you said originally, we were all able to always come back to this center ground and show up and love and support regardless of what was going on. And I think a lot of times when you get Black women on TV, it's always like so negative, or like doing the most, or it's this one lane of representation. And so I was glad that we were able to kind of show women supporting other women, women being there, how that looks, how different types of women show up, different friendships, like just different avenues of how all that kind of plays out in one.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. I'm sure that the little girl in you is excited, happy.
Yes.
Really just proud to be able to say that I didn't have that, and now I'm giving to others what I didn't have. And that's amazing.
Absolutely.
It's honestly a blessing. So I'm very proud of you. Keep it up. Congratulations. How do you personally redefine what it means to be plus size? Because like you just said right now, it's all about how you feel on the inside and how you present yourself. So how do you personally redefine what that means?
How do I redefine? I don't know that I redefine what it means. I think I redefine how it's perceived. Its perception. Like it's almost like it's a negative connotation when you say the word, or it's like, oh, or it's a niche. And I'm like, it's really not. It's the majority of America. It is just your mom, your sister, your dad, your uncle. It's just a being. It's no different than what they call straight size. And I think for the longest, when people on media were shown who were bigger, they were either like the butt of the joke, or they were super depressed, they hated themselves, they were trying to commit suicide, or they were just sloppy, or even stuff like, oh, they stink and stuff like that. And for me, it's just showing that that's not, I won't say that's not some people's story, but that's not, we're not one collective group of people. Like, we're women. we're bosses, we're entrepreneurs, we're girlfriends, we're wives, we're so many different things, and we're still sexy, and we're still fine, and we can still be confident without it being offensive, or like my body shape and my weight shouldn't offend you just because I stepped in the room and I'm not hiding in a corner. And it's like, we're here and we have a voice, and we also have a buying power. And it's like, people didn't want to open the doors, and now it's kind of just like, I feel like I'm a representation of what it looks like to kick down the door and then start building your own room and things of that. And so I guess I'll just say, for me, that's what redefining the perception, which was again why I felt like my story, or me and myself and who I am and the makings of me, was important to be a part of the cast in the first place.
That's beautiful. I love that. Do you have any advice for women who are listening in, who are battling with depression due to being plus size?
I would say, and y'all, listen, I'm not a medical physician or anything, so I'm not giving no doctor's orders, but I would say that there's always going to be like something, and no matter like what your size is, no matter how perfect you feel you're perceived, there's always something that all of us wish we could change or improve or do better. But for me, if God gave you the breath to wake up, you have another opportunity to change and fix whatever it is you want to do in your life. But I always tell women, stop waiting to be accepted, or stop waiting for other people to validate you. I think self-love is so important, because when you are confident and love yourself, there is nothing that no one else will be able to tell you or say to you that'll change that, and that'll change that feeling. And so I think depression's hard enough, but being depressed about your looks or your size is just really an internal battle. But I say take it one day at a time, and find things that like make you feel good, feed into you. Some days that's just like, I got up and brushed my hair. That's an achievement, girl. Applaud yourself for the little wins, you know? Some days that's all we could do. I washed my ass today and I did my hair. Great. Like, I think we have to allow ourselves grace, and stop looking for perfection, because we're imperfect people, and we weren't made to be perfect. We were made to be unique and different. And I think I just want everybody to start celebrating those things about themselves that makes them such, because that's where your real beauty lies.
That's a word right there. Yes. It's giving Pastor BBDesire now.
Let the church say amen.
Amen. Amen. Beautiful. Love that. And we all see you. You're gorgeous. You are talented. You are a personality, and you're just a great spirit. And I'm sure that people are rooting for you after seeing this show. Do you have any new projects coming up that we can support? Any spoilers?
You trying to get me in trouble? No.
Listen, we trying to get our new favorite personality out here.
He said, listen, I know.
What's the real?
Well, for those who don't know, myself and Taj, we do a live show on Instagram every Sunday called The Bougie Breakdown. It stemmed from the show. We were kind of deemed the bougies. And so that's kind of like my focus right now. I have some things you guys should look out for, but I can't. I gotta keep my contracts and stuff. So
okay, keep that money up.
Now. But when I can spill some tea, I will come to you and spill it with you.
Listen, right here on the Jamie D show, y'all heard that. She's gonna spill with me first.
Yes.
First, listen.
I got you.
That is a verbal contract. Listen, it was a pleasure having this interview with you, Brittany BBDesire Martin. That's the full name. Stick to it. You're gorgeous. You're wonderful. You're a personality, and you're making a way for those who didn't think they could. We really appreciate you for having you on the Jamie D show. Before we end, can you let our listeners know where they can follow you and support you?
Yes, so I'm on all platforms as at BBDesire. That's all my personal stuff. Keep up with what I'm doing. My business page is on all platforms as at BBDesire Glam. And emails info@bbdesireglam.com. If you ever need to reach out to me or send any requests or anything like that, that's the email where all my contact information goes to. And again, if you're ever in Florida visiting or here, 840 Park Avenue, West Palm Beach, Florida is the address to BBDesire Glam Beauty Bar and Boutique.
Yes, we love to hear it, y'all. You're here right with us, BBDesire, and myself, Jamie D, at the Jamie D Show. This is a great interview, but we want you to know that, there's more coming. We're signing off, and have a good day. Peace out, y'all.
Perfect.